Hey, it's celebrity eyebrow stylist Joey Healy, and I'm here to show you how to maintain your brows while at home. It's super simple. Let's start with the tools you need. 3 things. First, you need a tweezer. I like a nice slanted tweezer. This is the Joey Healy Elite Sculpting Tweezer. It's stainless steel, it's super sharp, it's amazing. If you like a pointed tweezer, Rubus has a great option. Next, you need a spoolie brush. This is the Joey Healy Duo Brow Brush. One side is angled, one side is a spoolie. A spoolie brush is super important to comb through your brows while you're working. Third, you need a nice sharp scissor. This is the Joey Healy Precision Brow Scissor. Such a cool design, really easy to hold and manipulate. Sharp blades that are small and precise. You probably have a cosmetic scissor at home, maybe even something for cuticles. That can work too. The key with the scissor is that it's sharp and precise. When do we tweeze? I like to tweeze maybe once a week. That's some general advice, but it can help you stay away from overworking your brows. If you try to do daily maintenance, you could end up overworking your brows and really putting yourself in a pickle where you're kind of taking your shape backwards. Best to set aside 1 day a week to tweeze and maybe give yourself a time limit, 10 or 15 minutes. That way you're not overworking them. You don't want to overwork your brows out of boredom, so set aside a day and time. Next, get out of that dark bathroom light and get over toward a window. Sunlight is always the best. Even if it's overcast, you can see way more detail. Don't use a magnifying mirror. You get lost, you can't see the forest for the trees, you kind of skew your perspective, and you always will end up overworking your brows. Use natural light and use a nice hand mirror and you're good to go. Next, where do we tweeze? Where do we maintain our brows? We need to know 3 things for this: the head, the arch, and the tail placement. Where do they begin? Where do they arch? Where do they end? Where do they begin? Use that tweezer and pinch it together so it's a nice tight line, and then press it against the bridge of the nose. That's where you want your brows to start. Not the nostril edge, not the cartilage edge. Line it up with the nose bone, and that's where you want your brows to start. Where should your brows end? A great place for your brows to end, corner of nose to corner of eye, right there. That'll ensure that they're not too short, but that they're also not drooping too long. The last one's easy. Where should your arch be? 2/3 of the way out. It's naturally where your arch wants to be. Now, once you know where they begin and where they end, you can kind of make that assumption just by looking visually, and you can kind of guesstimate that 2/3 of the way out is right there. When you're doing your maintenance, you do want to separate them by removing hair in between. You do want to make sure that they're not going too low, and you can feel safe doing work around the brow bone, specifically things on the forehead, things on the temple, things in that little pocket by the bridge of the nose. You can actually feel your brow bone, and if you eliminate stuff around that, you're definitely going to be safe. To get in and do a little bit of arching, you want to focus on the outer 1/3 of the brow underneath and do a little bit of lifting there. It should be said not to be scared to tweeze above the brow. So many people are. It's an old wives' tale that you should never tweeze above the brow. The key is not to flatten the brow. We don't want a flat brow. So just make sure you're limiting that to just the forehead and then the temple. When you're going in for that arch, if you're not sure about a hair, leave it alone. The key to the arch is that it's revealing a soft portion of your brow bone underneath, and you really don't want to overwork that. It can be a soft, gentle arch. It shouldn't be like your professional does it. That might be a little too close for comfort. So just remove the obvious strays in the outer 1/3. Again, your goal is to look tidy, neat, put together. This isn't a professional shaping. This is just to get you through without overworking your brows. Next, trimming. Key to trimming is to trim 1 hair at a time on a downward angle. Don't trim more than 1 hair at a time, and certainly don't trim across bluntly because the result will be very, very flat, and we want that fringiness that's inherent to a natural brow. Just trim the longest hairs and don't overwork them, only the ones that are coarse and jump out of the shape. Filling in your brows is also a great way to feel good, lift your spirits, and pull them together instantly. I like using brow powders for a very soft effect, like the Joey Healy Luxe Brow Powder. Pencils are also super helpful. I like the Hourglass pencil. Hard Candy is a brand that has a nice narrow pencil. Those are wonderful if you have a hole, a gap, a scar. Also, tinted gels can be super helpful as well. Where you have at Joey Healy Brow Lacquer, it's a tinted gel. They can give you hold, coverage. They can give you a little bit more density in the shape, and they're wonderful, and they're multitaskers. Also, a clear brow gel just to sweep them in place. 0 artistry, 0 time. Good luck with your brow maintenance. Thanks so much for joining me. Follow me at Joey Healy Brows for all things eyebrow, and stay safe out there.